Right then, Manchester, I've just realised how daft this shirt looks. United have beaten Brentford 2-1, coming from behind in a very much needed win. And I thought the gaffer deserves a little bit of credit for just quite how his tactics went in the game, to be honest with you. The pressure under him or around him is unfathomable, I would say, at the moment. But he does seem to be largely coping with that. United came out in the second half. After, do you know what? They were 1-0 down at half time, and Brentford had a couple of opportunities, but I thought United were a better team in the first half. Like, I'm listening to people talking about the game, and I'm going, I'm not seeing the same thing you guys are seeing here. I think United are doing a hell of a lot better. But we come from behind after a bit of a ropey goal, actually. The way it was scored and all the rest of that sort of stuff. But we come from behind after Pinnock's goal, right on half time. Garnacho, for me, probably man of the match. Bright spark throughout. When he's in that relentless kind of mood, if he pairs that with quality and he gets goals and he gets assists, then he's absolutely worth his place in the team for sure. And I thought he was relentless today. It was an incredible goal from a beautiful cross from Marcus Rashford. Hitting it on the volley. Did real well. Flecken had absolutely cock all he was going to do with it. Rashford's delivery was fantastic. It was a cross from deep. He's come across it a little bit, but he's managed to get a bit of a whip on it. And, I thought the pair of them were well worth their starting position today. As soon as we got that, momentum was in United's favour, and for a while United then really started to put Brentford on the back foot. Even though I thought we did that in the first half, we didn't. I know we had goal threat in the first half, but I thought the goal threat really started to come in the second half, and then there was a nice bit of play, lovely little interchange with Bruno and even with Christian Eriksen actually in the build up to it. Rasmus Højlund takes it, he goes wide, and the finish is absolutely, you can't really ask for much more than that. Delightful little dink to give United the lead. The remaining half an hour saw Brentford push, as you would expect, and I thought De Ligt was good. Again, De Ligt is good. I don't know why he's not been getting any plaudits so far this season. Probably because of the results, ultimately. I think that's probably the reason why. But it makes me laugh. Every single time I watch him play, he mullers somebody. And I just have a little Graham Souness in the back of my head going, he's lightweight. Onana had to make a couple of saves, but Brentford didn't really have the cutting edge to put United away or to peg us back with an equaliser, and United held firm. That puts us now up into 10th. A little bit of a modest improvement and probably a step in the right direction. I mean, it's just nice to get a win, actually, innit? Because this was a real potential banana skin today. There's no credit in beating Brentford at home. There just isn't, right? No credit at all in beating Brentford at home. You don't get any of that. But if you lose, it's catastrophic, especially with the pressure, and especially for Erik ten Hag. Big crucial victory for him, and also the tactical changes that we saw, tweaks, a little bit more aggressive with the pressing, slight movement, a little bit in terms of it looked like Delo. We saw a little bit of swapping with the wingers at times as well. We were vulnerable from set plays, but I spoke about that in the preview. You're gonna be vulnerable at set plays, and that's one of the reasons you wanted Casemiro in the team. Ironically, it's Casemiro that gets kind of out-jumped for the first goal, but it is what it is. United have got to put a run together. We've got to be, a lot higher than 10th for sure. But, we're coming out of the international break with a little bit of confidence behind us. So I think that's a positive thing. In terms of individual performances, I think Garnacho's the one that springs to mind, really, to be honest. I think Garnacho was, he was bright. He was constantly getting onto him. I thought Christian Eriksen, again, put in another solid performance. A little bit of a shock to see Mazraoui coming on towards the end of the game, wasn't it? Didn't expect that. But I think all of the questions now are, what does this mean going forward? Obviously, we go to Turkey on Thursday. That's going to be a pain in the arse for sure. You don't want to play Jose Mourinho if you can help it. You don't want to play Jose Mourinho when he's the former Manchester United manager and you're a Manchester United manager that's under pressure away from home. There's a lot to worry about there. I thought Martinez did okay as a standing sort of left back, as you would expect. Johnny Evans, as usual, did Johnny Evans things. I thought the defence was decent. It was under pressure. Brentford put you under pressure, and I know people will be like, raise your standards. Well, you can't win. Because if you'd be like, United should just steamroller everyone, people are like, that's arrogant, some teams are really good. And then if you actually talk about the specific threats that some teams can offer you, raise your standards, you can't win, can you? You just can't win. But coming from behind, getting the 3 points, it's a results business. And even we've played well this season and not managed to get the results. Again, you get no credit for that. So I'm really happy just to see United put in a decent shift. And I would say there was quality to United's play at times today. And it was also, we look like we give a shit at times today. And that's such a minor kind of thing, isn't it? I'm really camouflaged into this background here, aren't I, with this top. Even though it's such a minor thing, like, to see your team giving a shit, to see your team putting it in. But there was good patterns to the pressure. There was good patterns to the pressing. We pressed well and won the ball back in Brentford's half a couple of times. We turned pressure into chances a couple of times. I'm really happy with seeing that. Those were the things that were different. United weren't getting caught on the break quite as frequently as last season. I mean, how many shots did they end up with? Because they did have a few today. They had... Oh, man. That don't make sense. Oh, it's the other way around. They had 8 shots today, and United had 23. That's how it should be, isn't it? That's how it should be. Like, United having more than 20 shots and the opposition not having 10. That's how it should be. And we've got a little bit of an injury thing going on at the moment. It's not a crisis. We're missing Mainu, Euro and Shaw. Obviously, Mazraoui had to be coming out of the 11. Maguire picking up an injury. Malacia, whether he exists or not, is up for debate. There's things at play, isn't there? It's not an injury crisis, but it'd be nice to see the likes of Luke Shaw start coming back. Again, I don't know what the hell happened there with Mazraoui. Like, he's got to have a procedure, he's got an issue with his heart, and then he's in the squad and he comes off the bench. Obviously, I'm no cardiologist, but, like, that feels quick, doesn't it? Considering, like, wasn't Luke Shaw just a little bit unfit at the start of the season when he came back and he still hadn't played for us? And yet Mazraoui can have like a heart procedure and then still take to the field today. That doesn't really add up to me. But like I said, I'm taking the win. And Paddock won today as well. Also coming from behind. So 2-2-1 wins today. Coming from behind. I'm happy with that. That sorts my weekend out. Rarely do I get both of the teams actually dig it out for me. So today, both teams have dug it out for me. I'm happy, right? I'm happy. Sound. Happy. Don't fuck it up on Thursday, and I'll be even happier. Can we get... This is what we want. Little bit of momentum now, innit? Little bit of momentum get going. This is what we want to see. Sorted. In a bit.